much for being here. I know we're going live a little bit later today, and that's because we have a doctor from Australia that could only do later. So I figured if we're going to have a double feature, we may start a little bit later so that you can have an hour in between to rest or stretch or have a bite. And I love to say these words because it means so much to me that when I have a guest on that you guys like, you ask for them to come back and that the guest wants to come back. So I get to say, back by popular demand, we have Dillon Holmes. He is not only known as the sauce boss, or as I like to call him, a saucepreneur. He has a wonderful YouTube channel and a Facebook group by the same name of the company he founded called Well Your World. But one of the reasons I like to have him on is because he has created a line of absolutely delicious sauces and salad dressings that are entirely SOS free. If you're new to that vernacular, it was a word that I don't know if it was so much coined by Dr. Goldhammer, but he uses it: sugar, oil, and salt. These are three things that Dr. Goldhammer calls chemicals that we add to the food that fool the brain's satiety mechanisms and cause us to overeat and often then become overweight. But a lot of people are wanting things with no salt, no sugar, and no oil, and he makes them delicious. So now you don't have to sit in the kitchen for hours and be an alchemist and figure out how to make complicated recipes, because he's got, I think, about 13 products now. He's going to talk about the ones he has, the ones he's developing, and he's even going to show you a few really easy recipes that you can make using his sauces. And he also has a wonderful cooking channel. I have not seen it yet, but I am going to subscribe as soon as this series of classes is over so I can take time to watch it and join you all. Please welcome Dillon Holmes. Hi, Dillon. Thanks for coming back.
Hi, Jay. Hi, everybody. Thanks for having me back.
It's been too
long. Yep. You have a whole different channel since the last time I was here. You must have 20,000 or more new people.
Well, we hope so, because, you know, we can get the word out that way. And that's why when I bug the people, please share. It's because when you share, YouTube recommends us and more people can find out about how eating plants is going to make you happy, healthy, and your ideal weight.
You guys, you gotta, AJ used to say to me all the time, I'm not a YouTuber. She's almost got 100,000 subscribers now. You're going to have 100,000 in like 2 months or less. And you're a YouTuber, AJ. I don't care what you have to say about it.
Thank you.
So anyway, my paltry little channel, we make recipes like this. I talk about health. So if you haven't heard of me before, do check it out. Well Your World, it's just like that. And so I've got, yes, like AJ said, a whole lineup of bottled sauces and salad dressings. If you haven't seen them, check out the website. AJ's going to put a link down below, which I'll tell you about a little bit more as we get going. But yeah, I've got 2 quick recipes. I have not even eaten these recipes before. I just invented them a couple hours ago, Reebs and I. Reebs will be here later, my girlfriend, and she will we'll talk to her because we've got a couple secret recipes that are some products that I'm working on that I'll tell you about at the end. Hint, it's a date shake. And so get excited. It was AJ that introduced this date shake to me, so I'm excited to show you. So anyway, let's get started. I've got, and AJ, just interrupt me anytime if anybody has any.
If I introduce you to it, should be called Chef AJ's Date Shake. That's all I'm saying right here and right now.
You know, that's something to think about. AJ is like, everybody's making this date shake now. Charles is getting this thing picked up all the time. Well, I made an even better one, and she made it for us when we were over at AJ's in March, right before a pandemic hit. I swear it was like 2 days before lockdown. I was over there and we were making videos. And so since then, I've come up with this is it. It's this date shake that I'll be able to sell. This is the product that'll make me a millionaire because it's the closest thing you can get to a pleasure trap while still following the rules.
Yeah. You want to hear something, Dillon? I don't even know if we'll be able to what's the word, get together. Well, I'll tell you. I'll tell you later. Sorry, guys. I just want to get in trouble.
She's got secrets.
I do have a secret.
We'll spill the beans later. All right, so stay tuned till the end. We'll make some fancy shakes and you'll see what's up. But this salad, I'm going to use, this first one's going to be with my sweet mustard dressing, okay? And I've got one of these romaine hearts here that we'll just chop up. You don't need to be perfect. This is the wilty part I'll throw out. But all I'm going to do is, none of these recipes that I'm making have any kind of like amounts or whatever. And I'm just chopping this big heart of romaine through. We can chop it this way a couple times, whatever, who cares? It's just lettuce. We'll throw it in this bowl. So I have a cooking show. I get emails all the time saying, I heard about you through Chef AJ, but I don't know how to put the code in or whatever. Well, here's the thing. You don't have to have a code. Everybody who's coming to me from Chef AJ gets a free month of my live cooking show. We go live in this kind of a setting. I've got multiple camera angles, the cutting board. We usually, if we're doing something on the stove, I'll have a stove cam, and we're cooking live 2 times a month. And so when you go to, this is what we actually have an episode coming up this weekend. First of all, I've got romaine. Let's keep cooking while I'm talking. And I've got a can of black beans that I've rinsed and drained. Throw that in. And this is just frozen pineapple that I thawed. Simple as that. We did it, Reeves was going to do it with mango, but we like the pineapple better. She tried this already. And so I've got some pineapple. You could have chopped it up even finer than this. Who's time for that? So that's those 3 items. I'm going to throw in some green onions, and I'll chop those while I keep telling you about the cooking show. So yes, AJ, I'll get you in on the cooking show because I didn't realize you've never seen one of my live cooking show episodes. So we have to get you in on that.
If it's live, am I able to heckle you?
You can heckle me in the chat box, but if you wanted to call in sometime, we could have you join us remotely live, and you can heckle me by voice as well. You can be our special guest.
That'll be great. When do you do the live cooking show, Dillon?
I do it 2 Saturdays a month live at 11 a.m. Pacific, and I do it here on YouTube just like this. And the way it works is I'll send out the link to all the subscribers, and then you'll also get access to the replays. So if you miss it live, only about, maybe a third of the people can actually show up live. And then you got access to the replays. And then we send out a PDF with all of the recipes that we've done. And so you get access to all the old ones. And then also everybody who's a member gets 10% off of all of my sauces. Anything you buy in the store, you get 10% off. So if you follow Chef AJ's link, first of all, check out what we're making this weekend. This is our these zucchini boats that we're gonna do. That's got, what is that, a mango on there, and this like sweet, delicious lentil salad in these grilled little zucchini boats. That's gonna be really good. And then we're doing also a pesto. I'm gonna show you sort of another version without the pasta today. Normally, the other salad I'm gonna do is an Italian sort of what I've done it as a pasta salad, but we're going to do it as a potato salad today for all the Chef AJ folks. So it's going to be good. But anyway, that's what we're making this weekend. So this coming Saturday, the 20th at 11 o'clock. And you can join us live. It's a hoot. Everybody is in the chat box hanging out. Reeves is here. So because I'm cooking, I can't really read the chat box. You can see how distracted I can get. And so she's telling me what everybody's saying in the chat box, and we're all kind of hanging out. So it's very interactive. If anybody has questions, this is a great time. And I tell secrets on the live show that I don't tell publicly. So other than today, you're getting a whole bunch of secrets told today. So let me show you. AJ's got a link down below. If she hasn't, have you put that link down below?
Put it in, and I can keep putting it in, the AJ/8. I put it in just
so it's wellyourworld.com/Chef AJ. And this is what you're going to see when you go to that link. You'll see this page here. It's got both of our mug shots on there, and then 4 links that you can click. So the first one there is what you'll click to go buy some sauces. The second link is what you'll want to click to go get the 30-day free trial. So if you sign up for the free trial first, you can get 10% on the sauces. I usually don't say that out loud when I'm talking about the free trial, but why not? And then the next 2 links there are the Facebook group, the Well Your World Facebook group, and my YouTube channel. I started out it was just a YouTube, some dude on YouTube who pretends like he knows what he's talking about. And then after a while, I started showing people all these funky things that I like to make in my kitchen, like my original 2 products were this cheese sauce and mushroom gravy that are these powdered products where you can just add water. You can add nuts if you do nuts, for example. You can add miso if you do salt. But all my products are always SOS free. And if you want the salt, then you can always add it. If you want nuts, you can add it. So that's how I do those. But anyway, those are the 2 products that I first started with.
Wow.
And
Linda says she just placed a big order, and Francie Sue is watching all the way from Iceland. But you can't ship internationally yet, right?
I was shipping to a couple of, I'm shipping to Canada, but I was shipping to Australia and the UK but I was having a lot of issues with the pandemic stuff and packages not getting delivered for like ages. So I have shut that off temporarily. I'm just doing USA and Canada. It's free shipping for the USA orders over $50, but the Canada shipping is pretty affordable. And so those are the two countries now, and I'm hoping to add others in the future. So that's the scoop on the shipping.
Guess who's watching? Kathy Fisher is in the house. And yesterday we had High Carb Hannah. Wow, we're getting celebrities even watching the show, not just being on it.
I must be fancy. Or you are. Or it's just you. It might just be you.
I think she's here for you.
Oh, really?
I think so. I haven't seen her on in a while.
So yeah, I've been working a lot on these new products coming up. Let me show you a couple of things that I've got going on. Let's get the rest of this red bell pepper chopped up.
You chop pretty good for a lefty.
You know, it's a real advantage, this left-handed thing. I'm just making that up. I think it's the same, just mirror image. Chop pretty good for a lefty. AJ, I want to see you do some chopping.
Are you kidding? I buy everything already cut. I'm the laziest chef there is.
AJ's got about every gadget you can imagine for chopping or processing quickly and efficiently. I'm not saying it's wrong.
Dillon, I wouldn't have survived a day in the Stone Age, I'll tell you that.
Nice.
No Breville air fryers in the Stone Age.
No, we didn't need that. You know how to build a fire at least, don't you?
I don't think so. I would be the last one you want to pick on your survival team, you know?
So here's what I've got going on right now. The product, that I'm most excited about, this is the upcoming Well Your World SOS-free marinara sauce, pasta sauce.
Oh, yum.
Got tomatoes and red pepper and basil and oregano, all the good stuff in there, and garlic. And so that's going to be it. So I'm going to make probably like 3 marinara sauces. One will be the plain. That one I left the black pepper out, AJ, just for you.
Thank you.
And then and everybody else. You're not the only one who doesn't. I know you don't like it for allergy reasons. Other people don't like the pepper because they're wimps. But you know, I'm okay with that. So we'll have a regular version, a spicy version, and then I want to do like a basil, a mushroom basil kind of version with some freeze-dried basil. So we'll have a little bit more of the chunky basil in there. And so that's what I'm working on with the marinara. I'm also working on a SOS-free salsa, like a chunky tomato, salsa, jarred salsa. I obviously prefer Pico, the fresh type of salsa, but you can't really jar that up. So, when you do, it becomes more like a cooked salsa. So that'll be
Dillon,
really nice.
How does stuff, you probably know this because you have products, but for example, like I love fresh Pico De Gallo, and sometimes I'm too lazy to make it. So they do make it at Sprouts and at Winco with no salt. It's just, the tomato, the onion, the cilantro, and the jalapeno. But the expiration date is always like maybe 1 or 2 days after you get it. And then it really does go bad. But like if you buy salsa, say like refrigerated at Trader Joe's or in the jar, is it the salt that's giving it the long shelf life? Because I wish Pico would last a little bit longer.
No, I mean, my products have a 2-year shelf life and they don't have any salt. It's just a matter of getting the pH right and then cooking it in a way that it sterilizes it so that it doesn't, go bad, but also so that it doesn't taste like it's just been cooked like you would in your pressure canner, So it's where the food science comes in. I have all kinds of devices in my basement when I do my little sauce development, like I've been doing with the marinara. You got to test the pH and you test the sugar and you test all these things just to get it just right. And so that's the secret is you got to get the numbers right and then it becomes shelf stable. So with the marinara, by the way, I'm sweetening it with a little bit of dates because if you don't have any spice and you don't have any salt, it can be a little bland. So what I've done is I make my products a little bit sweeter with some dates or raisins or figs. Those are my go-to whole food ingredients that I use to sweeten them. So it's going to be super good. I'm excited about the salsa. I was doing the marinara and the salsa experiments yesterday, and I'm getting close. The salsa had a kick, though. I'm going to have to dumb it down a little, make it a little more mild. So, but we're getting there. So that's 2 products that I've got coming up that I'm super excited about. Also, I've got, by the way, I did red bell pepper, jalapeno. AJ, you were going to put this down in the description, the items I'm doing.
Yeah, I did put them in there also. Guys, also please be patient. If you can't see it in the chat box, I promise within an hour it will be on YouTube. So, like these go on YouTube and they go, I don't see the recipe. Yeah, you gotta give me a couple of minutes,
But I've chopped everything, so I'll just summarize. Here's what I did, and here's what it's looking like. Oh, yeah. We've got the lettuce. I chopped up some lettuce in there. We've got let me give this a little shake. We've got lettuce, the pineapple, the green onions, just a few green onions, a couple jalapenos. Those are optional, like we said, wimps. Red bell pepper, a can of black beans, and then here's my sweet mustard sauce. Isn't that pretty?
You know what I like to do? I like to speedball it. And my favorite combination is mixing sweet mustard with a little bit of the sweet heat.
Sweet heat's got some chipotle and habanero in there. It's really good. So then I don't know how much of any of the things that I put in. I don't cook with like recipe amounts. Just add some sauce and let's just toss this thing around and make a salad out of it. Looks like I picked a pretty good amounts of everything, don't you think?
Looks amazing.
Needs a little more. This is a big salad. I mean, this is like 4 meals of salad, maybe 2 for me.
Yeah.
But you got plenty of salad. Plenty of ingredients in here, some starchy beans, all totally SOS free, nice and sweet. And there we go. You could add, if you were making this in advance, you could leave out the romaine so that it doesn't get soggy, and then all these other ingredients will keep for several days. So that's like when you asked about pico, yeah, the pico will just get soggy because it's fresh ingredients. So same goes for this stuff, but if you can keep out the lettuce, it won't get soggy quite so quickly.
Right. Joy says, do you dehydrate your products?
No. Well, like my cheese sauce and mushroom gravy, these are from dried ingredients like potato and nutritional yeast and, turmeric and cumin. And this has parsley, sage, rosemary, thyme, things like that. But so I'm not actually dehydrating them, but I'm using some dried ingredients, especially for my dry products.
Kelly wants to know if you'll ship to New Zealand.
I will soon. I just don't know when yet. We got to figure out this worldwide shipping issue so that they don't take, 2+ months to get there. That's what happened with Australia. And so, international shipping needs to improve out in the world. I'm not going to lie.
Annie says that her pasta is drooling already for that marinara. And by the way, I loved your little orthorexia piece. I wish I had the guts to be like you more on YouTube and say what I really feel. I thought that was just so well done and so funny.
You could. You're disagreeable enough.
I know, but for something, I don't know. I just people. I don't know if people know how much I am, but I thought that was wonderful and it was hilarious and so true, so true. If you guys haven't seen it, check out. And you go live every Thursday at 4, right, on your YouTube page?
I missed last week because we had a work trip, but yes, every Thursday at 4 we'll be there again this Thursday. So the link will be on my YouTube channel. In fact, I just posted it before we went live here, and we do a Q&A. Sometimes we'll make like one recipe at the end of the Reeves will come out and we'll do a little cooking. But it's a chance for everybody to hang out. I mean, the chat box, as you know, are such a hangout on these videos, these live videos. And it's so nice because so many of us have no one in our lives who eat like us. And it's not that all we want to talk about is food. I mean, you and I, AJ, we're like sick of talking about food sometimes, and the vegan thing and how we eat. We just want like-minded people who eat like us. All the standard American eaters are out there. They don't have to talk about meat all the time. They can talk about life. So what I love about these hangouts is just everybody is talking about who knows what.
Absolutely.
I mean, half the time I'm sure they're not listening to me, but it's fine. We're creating a space. And so, yeah, Thursdays we do that. And that's like the live show too, except most of the time on the live show, everybody's making fun of me and my cooking, okay? And so it's a chance to gang up on me with everybody in the chat box and call me funny names. So...
what's funny is like you talk about standard American eaters or even people that maybe they eat healthfully but not 100% vegan. They come to the vegan diet and all of a sudden it's like they freak out and want recipes. And you and I we don't really use recipes. We eat food. But when they ate animal products, like they would make like a chicken breast, some rice and some asparagus for dinner. There was no recipe there. But yet when they transition to vegan, it's all of a sudden I need recipes. I don't get that.
Well, I think we go in like phases. I remember when I first started in 2016, when I finally started eating actual healthy food. And it's not that I was never a recipe person before, but I just didn't have the vocabulary yet, like the food vocabulary of understanding what are the ingredients that I actually like the flavors of. What are gonna, I didn't understand calorie density before I started. I didn't understand starches. I didn't understand that, where I'm going to feel full and satiated is from eating beans and legumes and whole grains and potatoes and all this stuff. So I needed recipes just to kind of allow me to figure out what goes with what, how much of this spice goes with that. And then as soon as I had that figured out, like recipes were just an annoyance. So I'm going to make a recipe book. It's true. Reeves and I are working on a recipe book. A lot of it's going to be the recipes from my cooking show, sort of compiled our favorites. And so I get it. Like you go through stages, you're just starting out, and you might need some recipes just to get things figured out. Some people swear by recipes forever. That's how their brain works, and that's okay. Different personalities tend toward different styles. No problems there. But yes, once I figured out, and I know Kathy Fisher is watching, and she does the same thing as us. Once you know what you like, you don't consult a book to do it. You just got to force yourself to do it without a book a couple times, and then you don't think about it anymore. You just know, okay, I've got such and such ingredients. What can I do to make it in stomach flavorfully as possible, as quickly as possible? Because I don't really like spending a lot of time cooking. I do it all on camera to help, people, educate people, whatever. But like when it comes to my own private life, I'm not cooking all day long. I spend as little time in this damn room as I can, because we got better things to do with these products. Well, that I'll spend time cooking those, but that's a whole different thing. That's got a wider impact,
Right.
So
But the thing is, when you have a delicious sauce, you almost don't need a recipe because you just put ingredients together and then it can taste different and delicious every time.
Exactly. And that's, I don't expect people to eat my sauces necessarily for every single meal. I don't. I eat a wide array of food, but when I'm in a hurry or I just need to get the greens in or whatever, these sauces are super handy. When like people have busy lives, believe it or not, we healthy eaters don't just live, eat, breathe, whatever the phrase is, food. We just want to get done and get back to the interesting hobbies in our lives that aren't related to food, So
Yes.
that's kind of why these products are so important. And when you eat as many home cooked meals as we do, it certainly helps to speed the process along in any way you can, at least a few times a week. So that's why I love them. And I'm taking requests.
Jennifer wants to know what your healthy journey is.
My healthy journey, that's a long story.
Okay.
When am I getting the boot, by the way?
You got another 37 minutes.
Okay. So my healthy journey started with, I first went vegan after reading the China Study, actually, of all books, which isn't really, T. Colin Campbell in the China Study doesn't really focus on whole plant food eating. It's just about getting rid of the animal products. So I thought, all I need to do is get rid of the animal products and I'm going to be super healthy. Well, we found out 3 years after eating a vegan junk food diet that there's a whole lot more to it than that. And that's when it was my mom, who's probably watching, who had a high cholesterol scare and called me up and was like, look, I don't want to go on the statins. They prescribed the statins. What am I going to do? I'm like, Mom, I've been starting to get a sense that this vegan thing I'm doing is not quite far enough on the way to actual health. So that's when we decided together to read the Starch Solution. And so we read the Starch Solution and we read it in like 2 days, I swear. It was just, it turned on so many light bulbs for me because I was like, oh, I was thinking that I was this whole food eater when really I was nothing remotely close to that. And so we did our 30-day challenge right out of the gates where we just did whole food, oil-free, not SOS-free. I don't actually eat totally SOS-free. I'm pretty much sugar and oil-free, but salt I'll sprinkle on at the table or I'll throw on some chopped olives on things. But like I said, all my products are always SOS-free. So we did this 1 month vegan, whole food, oil free, and we both, my cholesterol was lower than hers, but we both dropped our cholesterol by 40 points in 1 month. And I lost like 15, I didn't even know I was heavy, and I lost 15 pounds in 1 month. I ended up, over the course of like 3 months, dropped from 190 down to like 155. I was pretty skinny. You can go back to my old Well Your World videos, and you can see how skinny I was for a while. And then I started just stuffing myself with starches and working out a lot and doing a lot of weightlifting and stuff. And I was able to put on another probably 20 pounds back on because I did want a little more, bulk. And so that's my health. That's the abridged version of my health story. And my mom started cooking this way. So then my dad was forced begrudgingly to eat this way for a while until he actually joined me for a water fast at True North. And now he eats just like us. So, and his health has improved. He's gotten off all kinds of meds, and it works. So if anybody's watching who isn't sure yet if it works, it works.
That's
so
amazing.
What have I got in here? I'm going to get some potatoes, but I've got red onion, cherry tomatoes, green bell pepper, arugula. I'm going to throw in some more arugula. I love potato salad with arugula. And then we cooked some potatoes, just like this. We peeled some russets and boiled them for a few minutes just to get them nice and soft and tender. And so let's throw all this in here. This is making a monster salad. For any of you who don't know me, I make quite large portions, and I'm not afraid to say it. This is another great salad that we'll keep in the fridge for several days. I think it needs a little more arugula, but this is a monster salad. You'll feed a large family with this thing. So a little more arugula, and then we'll pour on some dressing, and away we go. This is just baby arugula. If you don't like arugula, you could do any kind of leafy. You could chop some spinach, kale, some chard, collards, whatever you like. You could put some steamed greens in here. Okay, let's go. Here's the Italian, by the way. Oh, it's good. The Italian and the balsamic are a little bit less sweet than the other ones. The sweet heat and the sweet mustard are sweeter. And then the Catalina is sort of in the middle. The Catalina is like, a French or a Catalina. So it's like a tomato-based salad dressing, like a ketchup, but sweeter, sort of. Some people love that.
Do you find there's a difference between regular arugula and baby arugula? I find the baby is a little bit less, for people that find it bitter, a little bit less bitter.
I think it is probably a little bit less pungent, but I like both. I love the peppery flavor of arugula. Some people hate it, and so just switch it up. But this is the salad. And you can chop your potatoes smaller if you want. We like them big like this. But the sky's the limit. And remember, and notice nothing that I did here. I didn't measure anything. I did like half a red onion because red onion's pretty strong, and I just know that. I did 1 green bell pepper because I'm not going to do a half and like put the rest in the fridge. So you just crush it. I took like a pint of cherry tomatoes because if I'm going to pull this thing out and wash it, I'm just going to use them all. And so that's kind of just how I cook. I just use a unit of something. And when I need to add more, we didn't count out how many potatoes we used, and I didn't measure when I pulled them out of the fridge. I just dealt with what I had, and the more times you do it, the better you're going to get at choosing how much you need to make the ratios the way that you like them. There you have nice.
I love that you have the potatoes cubed large, because if you cut them too small, they sometimes fall apart.
Yeah, the russets, if you cook them too much and they're small, they'll just kind of turn into potato mush.
Yep.
So,
Randy Sue says, "Hi, Dillon. I made your barbecue bean and corn salad for a potluck yesterday. It was a big hit."
Awesome. Yes, I have a sauce book. All these, we're going to add these 2 recipes because Reebs just invented these a minute ago. And we'll add these to we have a free little ebook, which is not on my website because I've been working on my website and adding some more free resources and stuff. So I'll have that up in a few weeks. But in the description of any of my videos, I have this link too. It's wellyourworld.com/saucebook. And then if you fill out the form, you'll get emailed our little ebook that's got like 15 plus recipes using my bottled sauces. For anybody who needs more ideas and great ways to use them, you can get that. So those are the 2 salads. We'll taste those with Rebecca when she comes out here in a little bit. So let me show you a little more show and tell.
And Anastasia says, how fast should your sauces be eaten after opening and put in the refrigerator?
They'll last like any condiment. Like we were talking about, they're super shelf stable. So once they're open, it's like any bottle of ketchup you might know. It varies once they're open, the number of times you open it. How long did you leave it on the counter? Did you double dip? Did you sip it right out of the bottle like I do sometimes? You know what I mean? So I can't say exactly how long they last once they're open, but I mean, I've had them last a couple of weeks. I've had them last a couple of months. So it's just however you use condiments is going to be fine. But they're very shelf stable. Like the pH is such that they'll never make you sick or something if you had them in the fridge too long. You know what I mean? So here, check out this upcoming. This is my first spice blend that I'm sure that I've got right. This is an everything bagel seasoning, SOS free. The everything bagel seasoning that you can like buy at Costco is so chock full. It's like 90% salt, and it's just too strong. So this one, I've got sunflower seeds in it. So this is going to be really good. This has got it's a mix of nuts and seeds, everything seasoning. So that's one I'm super excited about. What else? I've got like an Indian that I've been working on, and a kind of a Mexican sort of flavored spice blends. I'm doing like an Italian and a Mediterranean. Oh, they both look pretty much the same, but one's more of a Mediterranean and one's more of an Italian with some little bits of red pepper and stuff. So that's going to be cool to be able to offer spice blends, because then I can add like to that same free recipe book. I can just be like, throw in such and such a thing into the Instant Pot, 3 tablespoons of spice blend A, and you're done. And so that's what it's all about, is just really fast recipes, you know, like Jeff Novick used to do with his old fast food recipes. Just get in, get out. Stop caring about whether it's gourmet or not. You can entertain people, have people over, get fancy with it, but you got to eat 2-3 times a day. It's too much work.
Yeah. Speaking of eating 2 or 3 times a day, Jeremy says, what are the 3 main meals you eat, Dillon?
Well, I don't usually eat breakfast because I eat later in the evening, which, you know, some people say you should eat earlier, like Dr. Greger, with the chronobiology stuff from How Not to Die. It's crazy. But I eat a little bit later. So then in the morning, I'm not that hungry. And it's probably 2 meals and then some snacking in between. And if I'm not careful, then I'll get into trouble at night and eat till I'm just completely stuffed. I usually eat till I'm completely stuffed at my 2 meals anyway, but all these recipe videos are on my YouTube channel, by the way. That's the stuff that I actually eat. My starch blaster is really fast. I take like 5 different starches, a half cup each, throw them in the Instant Pot with some dehydrated veggie blend, one of my spice mixes. I'll just take 3 tablespoons of any one of those, throw it in, fill it up with water, garlic, and turn it on. Boom, meal. And I'll just crush that whole thing until I can't walk. And you know, you don't have to eat. I'm not exactly Hari Hachi Boo, you know what I mean? It's beyond 80%. But that's one meal. I'll do my favorite vegan meal you can look for on my YouTube channel, which is just like, I'll do potatoes like this, a can of black beans like I had in this other salad. Then I'll do a bell pepper, onions, mushroom, all chopped up, sauteed. Pick a spice blend, throw it on, water saute it, and boom, you're done. So it's like all my meals are just really easy, and they're definitely very starch-based. Like because I'm trying to gain weight, not lose weight, I don't usually start with the veggies like AJ recommends for veggies for breakfast if you're working on focusing on the lowest possible calorie density to keep losing weight, which is a great technique. But depending on your body, you do things a little differently. And I know AJ stuffs down the starches too. So.
Oh my God, I'm a starch whore. Hey, Dillon, to get the sauce book, it's like a starch whore, but to get the sauce book, do they just go to Well Your World, or can they still use my link, Chef AJ, to get the sauce book?
I don't have it on your link, but I certainly could add it.
Okay.
But it's wellyourworld.com/saucebook. Reeves is probably in the chat box, and she can put the link in there.
Okay, that's terrific.
And I can send it to you if you wanted to put it down below in the video. Let me know. I'll send it to you.
Great. And we can do it on the YouTube part, sure, when it's done.
Okay. So I will have it on the website. I'm trying to get organized with adding different resources and stuff on the website. So here are some soup. So I've been talking about doing soup blends for a while. And these are some different soup blends. This is a lentil soup. It's got some potato flakes like I use in my cheese sauce and mushroom gravy to thicken it a little. Quinoa's in here, various herbs and spices, garlic, boom. Throw it in the Instant Pot, 4 cups of water, 18 minutes, your soup's done.
That's going to be great for like camping and traveling.
Yeah, they do need, these aren't like the freeze-dried ingredients, so they're not the instant style, which maybe I'll work on something that's a more instant, where you can add the boiling water, let it sit, and it's done. But this does need to go. These are kind of designed for Instant Pot. So like this one's got some carrots, split peas, herbs and spices, etc. This is kind of chili style, a little spicier with the beans and all that. Here's another one that's like a potato leek. It's got some carrots, little potato cubes. So I've been really banging away at these different soup blends, but I just got to get them right, because I like things a lot more herby and spicy. And I know that other people are a little more mild. So I want to err on the mild side so that people can always throw in a little hot sauce. You got my sriracha, chili sauce, whatever, to crank it up a notch. What else am I? Okay, I'm really excited. I'm going to show you these 2 recipes. Reeves, you could come out anytime if you want. But where's my date powder? So I've got this date powder. Sometimes when you're doing baking or things like that, like using the wet dates that you have to blend up and make into like a paste or whatever, it doesn't work as well. And sometimes you just want to sweeten things up with a little bit of powder. Check this out. This is my date powder. You will not find a date powder like this. There's the chunky part. It'll clump a little bit, right? But it's so soft and powdery. It dissolves a little bit better than any other kind of date powder or date sugar. Date sugar and date powder are pretty much synonyms. It's just, this is a whole date that's been dried and blended up into a powder. So obviously the calorie density is going to be higher because it's, the closest thing you can get to sugar without it being actual processed sugar. So that's what I'm going to use in a couple. I've got a banana pancake mix that I'm working on that has oats in it. So it's, oat flour essentially, and some of this date powder and banana powder and stuff like that. So you just add some soy milk and boom, you've got pancakes. So that's one thing I'm working on. This date powder is going to be super popular. I'm really excited.
Did you ever think about going to like one of the food shows, like the fancy food show or the one that's in Anaheim yearly?
I've been struggling just to keep things in stock. So now that I'm really making some headway on my co-packer, that's where we were last week, traveling around to get a reliable inventory. And then I would be down to do a little, because this is a very universal product, the date powder, and nothing at Whole Foods or anywhere matches the. You saw the color. It's a very light color, much more sort of subtle, delicious, sweet flavor rather than that sort of burnt flavor of all the other ones that I get when I taste them. This is really something. So I would love to go. I mean, I don't know if we're going to have conferences ever again at this point, AJ, but it would be cool to do something like that. Where's my nutritional use? Oh, here it is. This is my cheese sauce and gravy that I've flashed for you a couple of times have nutritional yeast. Obviously, the cheesiness and the cheese sauce mix is the nooch, but I've used a fortified nutritional yeast in the past, and I had a lot of requests for people for the non-fortified version that doesn't have the added folic acid and stuff like that. So I've scoured the country and I've called all these labs, and I finally found a really, really delicious nutritional yeast that is not fortified and still has a nice cheesy flavor, and it's still nice and flaky, not like a powdery thing. So this is the nooch that I'm going to be using in my cheese sauce and mushroom gravy going forward. So those have a little bit, they're out of stock right now. Plus I'm going to change them from the bag, which isn't as kind of ergonomically friendly. And I'm going to package them in a container like this. So it'll be half the amount that used to come in the bag. And then you can scoop it out of here more easily. You can shake it up real easy because some things settle, differently from others. And so that's going to be really cool. So those will be coming back. Our own Well Your World nutritional yeast that's better than any other non-fortified nutritional yeast I've tasted. So I didn't like some of the other non-fortified ones. So I went on a hunt. And so it's coming. What else? You ready for the other secrets?
Yes. Okay,
Reeves, you should come out. I don't know if she can hear me. I think she's watching.
How often do you let her out of the basement, Dillon?
It's like weekly, just for a run around the yard. Yeah, right. Reeves is awesome. She is creating these I can't believe how she's been busting her butt on the content side.
And speaking of Reeves, like where did you maybe meet her? Like who's responsible for that?
You didn't exactly set us up together, Yenta. You didn't, but you did know Reeves. When we went to your house and you met Reeves again, you remembered the name of her cat from when she lived in Chicago, and I could not believe that. But we met at Chef AJ's conference last August, September. And so AJ is responsible for a lot of whole food, plant-based relationships out in the world.
And I'm not even allowed to say some of the ones that I brokered because they're really famous people in the movement. But that's in my spare time. I'm a matchmaker. I'm a Yenta, and I use things like astrology and the Big Five personality. And Kathy Fisher says, "What is the brand of the date powder, or did you make it yourself?"
I'm not telling you my secrets, Miss Fisher. My goodness, I'll have it available as soon as I can for purchase. We'll arrange a bulk purchase if you're interested. But it's a date from another world, and that was imported. And it's on a boat right now. I'm waiting for it to get here, and then we'll have that for sale. But I'm not telling any of my secrets. Hi, Reeves.
Hello.
So we made these 2 salads. Do you want to taste them first? Or do you want to tell me how I did? Or do you want me to, well, maybe you could, I grabbed some bowls.
Just grab a fork and eat out the bowl.
Well, that would be fine too.
I like to eat out of the bowl because then you have less dishes to wash.
If nobody's watching, that's what I would do. Okay, so like I said at the beginning of this video, we went and visited AJ, and AJ gave us a try of one of everything that she had in her house.
That's true.
And she sent us home with 3 more of everything she had in her house. She is pretty awesome and hospitable. Yeah, and Charles too. And so one of the items that she sat us down and shoved in our faces was a most delicious date shake. And she said, everybody's doing this date shake. So I had never heard of this date shake before. And it was, you've got it on your Weight Loss Wednesdays, a couple of different versions. I tweaked it when I saw your second version. I added a little nutmeg and a little bit of oats. But here is Here is the mix. This is a dry mix, so I'm definitely going to package it up and sell it. This is whole oats. I would probably use the oat flour eventually, but I just had whole oats. And so what I'll do is I'll take a cup of soy milk, throw that in.
Do you need your ice?
I do. And then this is enough to make like 2 cups worth of this date shake.
Because they're expensive. I mean, they're $10 in the desert. That's the reason I wanted to figure out a recipe, is because Charles was spending like $10 and then a tip.
Yeah. I mean, that's just too much. Now you can make it yourself. And then I've got a cup of ice. Of course, it's going to be stuck in there. I'll get a little water in here. I tried to portion out my ice, but it backfired. Oh my goodness. Okay, so that method doesn't work. Let's keep that in mind for next time. I'll grab a fork and jam it out. I was afraid that might happen.
So Dillon, guess who's coming to my house for dinner?
What? You're allowing people into your home?
Well, not yet, but like, I mean, it's not this month, but there's, I think in a couple months we'll be allowed to have people over, right?
Yes. I'm kidding. Come here.
Oh yeah. Well, no, anyway, it's not this month anyway. It's just that this person is going to be the person's going to be somewhere in my neighborhood. And guess who's coming for dinner?
Who's that?
Just guess. Who would get
you want me to guess?
Yeah. Well, that's why I said guess. I mean, I'm really.
It's someone I know?
Yes. And the reason I said that is because all I'm doing is obsessing about what I'm going to make for this person. And date shake is at the top of the list. But who would I be really excited about having over for dinner?
Do you have a guess?
I'm not sure.
Oh, come on, people. Who do I love more than anybody, or tied more than anybody?
You already have McDougal over like every weekend for dinner. So it's not him.
Okay.
You're already best friends with Joel Furman. So it's not Dr. Lyle. Is it Michael Greger? Is it Dr. Jen Hoff?
No, but it's somebody very close. Yeah, Michelle got it. The Hammer. The Hammer is coming.
What? Who's the Hammer?
Who's the Hammer? Oh, Goldhammer. What?
I
He
know.
goes out for dinner to
I would have
people's
just
homes.
never guessed him.
I
I can't believe it. And
home.
we're probably gonna like live stream. And the thing is we have a basketball court where I live. And I said, and that's why I invited Doug. And I said, Alan's coming. He said, we'll see. But I'm so nervous because, you know, he likes food really bland and tasteless swill. And I make things like you with a little bit of flavor. So I'm trying to figure out what to make. And I know that the date shake is going to be on the menu because everybody likes a date shake.
I agree.
And yes, Dina, we are going to do a live when Dr. Goldhammer comes over. I mean, nobody comes to ask Dillon, nobody comes to my house without going live. That's probably why I don't have that many guests.
I would invite myself, but I'm just too terrible at basketball, so I can't handle the emotional roller coaster that it would be. Okay, we're blending.
Isn't that neat, that feature of Zoom? How does it know? How does it know when we're blending? It's so cool.
Okay, sorry, what did you say?
I said that Zoom seems to have this thing that knows when you blend and it makes it not noisy.
Yeah, it calms down the screams. Okay, so here is let me move these so you can see the pour. We should taste these salads before.
Are you going to explain why you're using that cup?
So when we were there, or AJ in her videos reuses the Starbucks cups. So we're on AJ's show, so we have to follow suit. So
I already wrote my name on it.
It wasn't already on there?
No.
Here, push two. So here we go. Let's see how it came out. Oh yeah, look at that.
Oh my God, doesn't it? It looks like a malted from like a.
This has got my date powder. This has got some of the vanilla powder, the oats, the nutmeg, this has banana powder in it. And there you have a desert date shake.
That might be your number one product, Dillon.
I think it could be. Is everybody excited in the chat box? Do you want to taste it?
I think we had one last night after dinner. They're so refreshing.
Oh, that's good. I could have blended it a little bit longer, but I got self-conscious.
Really, it is the closest an SOS-free person will get to being in the pleasure trap.
Now, yeah, I know, right? Now, the other product is this is another variation of the same idea. And this is what are we calling this right now?
Right now we're calling it a faux chino.
A faux chino. So this is a similar idea, but we're using a dandy blend or any kind of coffee alternative. So for you coffee freaks that are trying to get off coffee, here's the same idea. Is this going to actually pour out of the cup now? Oh, there we go. Okay, a couple of ice cubes. That was a little easier. So same idea. Another cup of soy milk is all that you'll just add soy milk and ice cubes. And here's the rest of the cup that didn't fit in that glass. And then we've got this. This has the dandy blend, same, the date powder and cinnamon and the vanilla, a little bit of the vanilla powder. You know, and this is what it looks like. We're totally standing on the wrong side. Here, oh, my recipe.
Don't let them
That's
see
what it
that.
looks like. And then throw that in. Boom.
We should have a little song for when they're blending. And somebody said, aren't date shakes fattening? They're not. I'm going to get you the actual calories because I looked it up once. I'll figure it out right now.
Sorry, I couldn't hear you. You thought I was in a quiet room, but really the blender was rolling the whole time. Okay, so now here, let's just grab a bigger glass.
Yeah, Alexi's saying, isn't the date shake 1 trillion calories? But it's not, and I'm going to figure out the calories right now, at least in the one I make. So give me one moment.
I'll be calculating the calories because it's going to have to go on the package.
Yeah. So I'm getting about 500 for the one I make, but my husband and I split it, so that would be about 250 calories.
They each make like 2 cups. So this is like a 16 ounce. It's a sizable shake.
Mm-hmm.
So I would assume, it's a bit calorie dense from the dates and the oats. Mm.
And you know what I like to do with it, Dillon? I like to freeze it in silicone ice cube trays and then run it through the Champion juicer, and it makes date ice cream.
Oh my goodness. That sounds pretty good too. And this is The faux frappuccino.
Oh boy.
Caffeine
Wow.
free, sugar free.
Mm-hmm. Caffeine free, SOS free. How did I do? Ooh, that's good.
Do you know that I really don't go to Starbucks? I mean, unless I'm
It's
maybe
delicious.
that looks
We
amazing.
don't go there really ever.
No,
I mean, you saw the cup. This cup was getting old.
right.
It was.
But what I was saying though is my dental hygienist said that they have something called a puppuccino. Did you know that they actually serve things to dogs now?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, she said you can order a puppuccino.
That's cute.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm not surprised. People like dogs, and you're one of them. Okay, let's taste some salad.
Okay.
And then what else did I mention all of my things, Reeves? I think so.
Well,
Pretty good.
you think there'll ever be like a ranch or a green goddess dressing, something like that coming up?
I just got to get to work on it. I've been working on all these other things. So yes, I would love to do a ranch. I would love to do some sort of a green goddess. I got sort of the stereotype salad dressings out of the way. Now I can get really crazy.
Caesar. I think people would really like a Caesar.
Yeah. Those ones, like when I make them at home though, I use nuts. So people gotta tell me, like, are you wanting me to stay totally nut free? There's the Italian potato salad.
Yeah, pretty bowls, by the way. I think there are some people that won't mind, so maybe you can have both.
I can play with, I would have no problem having some nut-based items out there, and not everything's going to be for everybody, but we could also play with, I know you do some salad dressings with the chia seeds, so I could play with some of your stuff. And
there's some people are asking for a sesame ginger.
Yeah,
Ooh.
You are not the first ones to ask, or you are, and you're just asking again and again because I haven't gotten it done yet. So there's that.
Yeah, you're a real slacker, Dillon.
I know. You can only get so much done.
Gunther would like a Thousand Island.
A Thousand Island. That's a tricky one because that is just like a synonym for Thousand Island is just poison. So making that one healthy will be challenging, but we can play with it.
People, you remember In-N-Out Burger, the secret sauce? That would be a good sauce to make.
That kind of is a Thousand Island, right?
Yeah, kind of a thousand, but there's something, I guess, special about it.
So how many people here watched AJ's stand-up? Reeves is down to do stand-up with you, AJ.
Oh, that'll be great. I actually, right before we got on, Reeves, we were texting with the teacher to see when the next class is. It's really fun. Everybody should do it at least once because then nothing is scary after you do stand-up.
Well, she's trying to get me to do it, but
you'd be great.
I'm too busy.
Yeah, you'd be really good.
Because you already have an attitude, and one of the things in joke is to have a strong attitude, and you don't have to learn that. You already have one.
Oh, is that just called disagreeable?
Not necessarily, because it's just the way you look at things. So I think you'd be really good. You know who'd be really good too is Alan Goldhammer.
I hadn't considered that, but I will think about it.
Yeah.
You'll have a great opportunity to ask him in person. You can sit him right down. You can show him your set. You and Charles, oh my goodness, that man can do stand-up. He stole the show. No offense. You're
okay.
really good. And Janine was there. Hey, if you think Alan can do stand-up, I'd love to see it. I'll pay to see it. Don't you worry. These are really good salads.
You like
this
them?
one? I like the fruity pineapple.
Do you?
Mm-hmm.
Did you mention the Instagram?
Oh, Reeves has been crushing it on our Instagram. Like I said, she's been the content queen lately. And she just this morning got our Instagram to 5,000 people. So if you haven't followed us on Instagram, please do. It's Well Your World Like This.
I'll put it up.
And Reeves will really appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
She's been slaving away. She must check that thing. I don't even know how many times just to see how she's doing. So that was a good milestone. Congratulations.
Thanks.
Before you, my Instagram was not good. It's not exactly a platform that I excel at.
Gunther says you'd be great at dealing with hecklers. The thing is in the climate of the world we're in right now, it's very, very difficult to say anything to anybody. So stand-up comedy is kind of on hold too.
It's a minefield out there.
Yeah.
You can't make jokes about this stuff.
You know what I'm going to do right after this? I'm going to go make me a date shake. My husband will be very happy.
I'm trying to decide which one I like more. Only one has the banana flavor in it. The day shake has the banana, the dandy has the dandy. And so it'll be interesting. I wonder if people would like the dandy. I'd have to get some I'll have to put a little survey out. I'll go back to the chat and see if anybody was giving me any feedback. But it could be cool. The pancake mix I've really enjoyed. Pancakes are a little more calorie dense, so we don't do pancakes very often. But when you get that electric griddle out, that thing is magical. And pancakes do work. And I've been trying to find a baking powder. You know, there are a couple of brands of baking powder. That one Alan likes, and I think you told me about, AJ, that was that didn't have the added sodium. So I'm going to try to get that, and we'll see if I can make that product work. But that'll be the trick there, is getting those little nuances right. So that's the scoop. Now you know all the secrets.
All of your secrets have been revealed.
I feel naked. Now we have to do it fast so no one beats me to the punch.
Well, yeah, now that it's out here, you better hurry.
I know. So that's me. Any other questions? We've got the live show this weekend, so go to AJ's link and you can sign up for the live show. Any members get 10% off of whatever they buy in the store. And then I hope you'll join us in our Facebook group and subscribe to my YouTube channel as well, and the Instagram.
Thank you.
Oh yeah, this is Judy says you hope to see your products at Costco someday. That'll be amazing.
Costco. Yeah, the stores are, I don't know. I'm on the fence as to whether I'd want to go into stores, because like, how much of a population of the foot traffic in a store are people that care about these kinds of things like we do? So I'm sort of like, not sure. But, you know, I'm still a ways off from getting things chugging along to where I'd be able to pursue that anyway. But, you know, I'm not opposed to it. I just wonder how successful it would be. And everybody's shipping these days. Look, hey, everybody's buying more online right now. And I do free shipping at $50. So it's not like it's, I mean, obviously that's embedded in the cost, but, you know, the whole world, I feel like, is going to the shipping direction. So.
Have you have all the doctors that naturally eat SOS free, like Dr. Goldhammer, Dr. Esser, Dr. Sabatino, Dr. Oliveira, have they tried your products yet?
I don't know if they've tried them. I've talked to Dr. Goldhammer, who wants to send them out to his email list. So I need to follow up with him on that. Now that I know we're going to do better with having things in inventory, because usually I come on AJ's show, make a video, and then everything sells out and I'm stuck for 2 months with nothing. Well, I think I have that problem solved, at least a lot better than it was. But then I'll talk to you, AJ, and you'll have to help me get some contact info so I can spread the word to some of those doctors a little bit better.
Yeah,
Because that's
absolutely.
kind of the next step.
Because I think if they knew about them, they would not only want them for their own families, but would tell their patients about them.
Yeah, they may taste too good for Alan Goldhammer, but we'll see.
Yeah, pretty much. Just maybe you can make something, we'll call it bland sauce, and we'll put his picture on it.
I'm sure he'd really appreciate it.
Yeah. Wouldn't it be fun even if we just had a mock-up, you know, I'm thinking like, you know, tasteless swill or something that way. Alexi says,
I'm on it.
We'll post it to our Instagram soon.
sending lots of love your way, AJ, Dillon, and Reese from Alexi. Thank you so much. Sherry says, thanks for the inspiring show. And thanks you guys so much for watching. Today is one of the few days we'll have a double header. And it's so funny because he is a truly SOS-free doctor. He's all the way from Australia, though, so I don't know if it's too far for Dillon to ship some products to him. But Dillon, I know you met him at the NHA conference, as did I. He's very funny and inspiring. His name is Dr. Greg Fitzgerald. Do you remember him?
Absolutely.
He beat Dr.
Right.
Furman in tennis. You remember that?
Oh, I wasn't there for that, but both of those guys look like they know how to play sports. So yeah. It doesn't surprise me.
Yep. So come back in an hour, guys. I'll take a little yoga break and come back. And thanks again, Dillon. Thanks, Reeves. Great to see you as well. And I can't wait for the date shake to hit the market. It won't be on the shelves long. I can promise you that. And here's the link, guys. Check it out. You can get, oops, that's the wrong link. That's the link to my Amazon store. I'll post it in the chat box, so don't you worry. So, and also please come back tomorrow, because at 11 o'clock, we have one of the best vegan chefs out there. He is the chef at Millennium Restaurant. His name is Eric Tucker, and he's going to be making homemade pasta and a sauce. And he's just really, really talented. So thanks so much. Yeah. Thanks again, guys. Thanks, Dillon. Thanks, Reeves. And thanks, my Zoomunity. And I'll see you guys back here in an hour.
Our pleasure. Take care.
Bye.